Yeah. Oh yeah, I did. Well, we could just talk a minute. We're a little early.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're early and sometimes we're rushing to get on here on time, but we'll wait just a minute before we do our introductions. You know, Mary, it's nothing like putting something that you're going to do and then you can't find the ingredient.
I know.
I'm telling you, I went to 3 stores and to try to find these banana peppers. Yeah. And nobody had
I know.
them.
I looked for banana peppers a few months ago and I couldn't find them either.
And I called Brookshire's and you know what she told me?
What?
She said, I don't think we could even get them anymore.
I wonder why.
I do not know.
Huh.
I do not know. So we're not doing banana peppers.
Yeah, well,
we're
that's
doing
okay.
Poblano
That's
peppers.
okay. That's all right. They're pretty and green. They're different color green, the banana peppers, but that's beautiful.
They're kind of a lime green, aren't they? The banana.
What's
so
light.
strange
They're
about
light
it
color.
is it seems like every time I go to the store, I've seen banana peppers.
It seemed like it just seemed like they have them. I'll tell you where the last place
you can't find them.
The last place I seen some was at Kroger's in Henderson. They had them. They had them.
Well, now I didn't go to Kroger's, but I went to Walmart. I went to Super One because Super One caters a lot toward, and I'm guessing these are Mexican ingredients, don't you think they are?
Yeah, I would think so, yeah.
And so I thought surely they'd have them, and no, they did not.
Is that right? Well, the Henderson Kroger's had them the last time I seen them, but they didn't have any when I went to get some. So
I don't know, maybe they had a failed crop, or maybe it's not the season for them, I don't know. Anyway, hi everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to our kitchen.
We're just talking among ourselves.
Pinky Mouse Cakes, Cookies, and Candy, also known as Pinky Mouse Sisters in the Kitchen. And I don't know if I got something on my glasses or not, but if I do, I'm going to have to go clean them because I cannot stand dirty glasses.
I got to I'm short.
Oh, did we do the birthday drawing?
No, we have not done the birthday drawing, but I will do that. So we can do that.
So, what we're making today for our members that go print the recipe, on the recipe it says stuffed banana peppers. For those of you who are on here while we were talking before 10 o'clock, I couldn't find no banana peppers. So we're doing stuffed poblano peppers. And I honestly can't even say what the difference in the taste is, but I think they'll be fine. And it's going to be, everything is going to be the same, almost the same. You know, Mary and I are always changing stuff up. But we're doing these poblano peppers. Do you want to do the birthday drawing? Or
yeah, go ahead. This is the number I had in my head. I just did one in my head and I scrolled down.
So, Brenda Marcione, and Brenda's in Delaware. Her birthday was May the 15th. I hope you didn't care for me telling. So congratulations to Brenda.
Pink apron.
Unless you want the white, we'll send you a pink.
Well, she said pink.
Oh, she did?
said pink.
Okay.
Yeah, she
Sorry
said
about
pink.
that.
So thank you, Brenda. Thank you so much.
And thank you, everyone, for sending your birthdays in. And for June, remember, don't send June birthdays in until the end of the month because we delete all the messages. We have too many to save those for a month. So thanks and congratulations again to Brenda. So we're going to move over to the stove. But these are the peppers that we're using, and they're poblano. And I need to go over there because my skillet's on, Mary.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll move the camera over there to the stove where you can see what she's doing.
Okay, so first of all, I've got my oven on 375. My skillet is hot. And I have got Jimmy Dean hot sausage. If you don't want Jimmy Dean, or if you don't want hot, use whatever kind of bulk sausage you want.
Well, hot will go good with the peppers, you know.
It will. And the recipe says about a half a pound. So I'm going to do a little bit more than, maybe a little bit more than half a pound and put in here. I don't want to touch this with my hands because then I'm going to have to go wash them. So I'm just going to stick it in there and put this back in the refrigerator.
Do you want me to do something with that?
Yeah, it'll have to be wrapped in that saran wrap, Mary. Or baggie, either one down there, just to stick it in on this side. Stick it in the refrigerator. Now I'm going to add, now this is not in the recipe, but I'm going to add about 4 ounces of 96.4 hamburger. And Mike puts these up in 4-ounce packages because that's about what we eat for one person. And this is 96.4, and I'm going to add this to it because
You know, that's the hamburger meat that I made yesterday was 96.4, and it had quite a bit of oil.
Did it?
Grease in it, yeah.
well,
I mean, it wasn't a lot, but it was
doesn't,
more than what's normal.
But sometimes it does. You know, it just, I guess it depends. Was it from
Where'd you
Walmart?
get it? No, I think I got it at Kroger.
So I've got my skillet on medium, kind of medium heat, and I'm just going to break this up with my, what's this called?
That spatula?
It's
That
mixing spatula
Yeah.
or something. It's
Yeah.
not the mixing chop, it's
No.
the new one.
Yeah.
Sure, it smells good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's really good.
And I may have said put the onions in here first, I don't know, but I'm putting the meat in here first.
Well, I do too, Linda. I always cook the onions with the meat because it cooks the onions when you don't have to do them separate and flavors the meat too. Now, that's my opinion.
Now, I've got a fourth a cup of finely chopped onion. This is just a white Vidalia onion here. And I'm going to add that, go ahead and add that to it. I'm not going to add the garlic yet because you don't want to burn your garlic. So I'll wait until this gets done to add that. And I'm not going to add a lot of salt either because this sausage has got salt in it. So I was going to put a teaspoon in it, but I'm going to just put just a little bit of salt in it. Everything has to have salt in it, or at least in my opinion it does, but you can control how much you put in it. Whew, those onions smell good. And in the recipe, I think I said to cook this about 7 minutes. You know, sometimes it's kind of hard to tell how long you're supposed to cook something. You cook it until it's barely pink, and then we're going to add the rest of the stuff. So I've got a teaspoon of finely chopped fresh thyme. You can smell it. It smells good. And then I've got a tablespoon of finely chopped cilantro. Now, cilantro is something you either like it or you don't like it. There's no in between. So if you don't like cilantro, use parsley. If you don't like parsley, leave it out. But I love cilantro.
I love it.
I love when
It doesn't take a lot, but it tastes good.
It kind of
changes
umps the flavor up. And when I
changes.
make pico, I always put cilantro in it. So we got that, and then I'm going to use some mixed garlic. And I have some chicken broth that we're going to deglaze the pan with once we get this cooked here. So I'll turn that up just a little bit. A lot of times people will, and I learned this a long time ago, back in the 80s, when you don't want as much fat in meat, like even in sausage patties, you can mix it with lean hamburger and it cuts down on the fat. And this lady that worked for me back when I worked at HEB at the hospital there in Euless, she told me that she mixed part hamburger and part sausage, so you still got the taste of the sausage, but it cut down on the fat. And that always impressed me that she did that.
Yeah.
Okay. It's still got quite a bit of pink in it, so I'm gonna wait just a little bit before I add this garlic in the. I guess probably I could go ahead and add some pepper to it and a little bit of salt.
We love these spatulas.
Yes, we do. So I'm going to put probably not much now. I've got rice over there too. I'm going to probably put about 1/4 teaspoon of salt in here. Not much. And I'm going to put 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. I hate it when I get pepper in my salt.
I know, I've done that before too.
Love pepper. And then I'm going to use about just a couple sprinkles. I think I said 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne. I'm going to put this in here just to kick it up a notch.
Just kick it up a notch.
That's funny. An old woman's got to have some flavor, right? Okay, and I cooked my rice this morning, And this is just regular long grain white rice. And white rice is not something we cook very often in this household, although I do love it and I do keep it. It goes in this recipe. So I needed a cup and a half. So a cup and a half of cooked rice equals about 3/4 a cup of dry rice. So however much cooked rice you need to cut that in half to get the amount. And I cook this in the low sodium chicken broth. So, and then I've got some fresh ground pepper on top because you want to flavor your rice. If you just cook it in plain water, it needs something in it to give it a little bit of taste to it.
I agree.
Am I doing good, Mary?
You're doing great.
Mary's not
I'm listening.
She approves. Okay, we don't have much more peanut
No.
in here, so let's add some garlic. You can keep stirring, Mary. And I guess I need to look at my recipe to see how much garlic goes in here. Where's my garlic? A half a cup. I mean, not a half a cup. Whoa, not a half a cup.
Half a teaspoon.
A half a teaspoon of fresh minced garlic. And I know that Mary buys this, and I do too. It's just so much easier to me than doing the
Me too, Linda.
the little,
Yeah.
what are they called? Garlic
Pods, little,
pods or
yeah.
whatever they are. I'd rather
Cloves,
just use
we
this.
call it
Cloves.
cloves.
It's garlic cloves. I'm going to stick this back in the refrigerator.
Well, I smell that garlic. It smells good. I don't like a lot of garlic, but I do like it. Does help to put in there.
Yeah, it sure does. And if you think it needs to have any of the fat, I think it's not going to have much in it, is it?
It looks good.
And how we add this rice,
Yeah,
we're
it looks
going to
good.
deglaze it just a
Okay.
little bit and put a little bit of chicken broth in it. And this is kind of not like what Mary cooked yesterday, but you don't want it soupy because you're going to
Yeah.
fill these peppers with it. So you want that liquid to be cooked down and cooked. Anytime you cook something down, it intenses the flavor and it makes it taste real good. What are you laughing at?
I was looking at her grandbaby, Eva Holland said her grandbaby loves watching us. What is his name? Hi. Hi. Thank you for watching us.
That's sweet.
Yeah. I like little Bradley. He loves to watch us. My great grandson does too.
Okay, so we're going to pour just a little bit of this. Actually, I don't even think this pan needs deglaze, but I'm going to pour probably about, I don't know, a couple of tablespoons in here. That might not have been quite 2 tablespoons, but when we put this rice in there, it's going to absorb this liquid.
Right.
And so, Mary, I'll put this in there and you can stir it, if you will, please. And if we need to add, oops, that's got a little bit of raw sausage on it. I don't want that. If you need to add some more liquid to it, you can.
Make a pretty good pot.
Yeah, it's going to make it reminds you of stuffed sopapillas.
Yeah.
Except, and that's what I'm picking
You
up for
you
supper.
always make wonderful, delicious sopapillas.
I love sopapillas. See, that's quite a bit of rice,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. It's good. You might want to, I don't know how you
Okay.
get it.
I'm going to add the rest of these ingredients and spices. Yeah. Just kind of stir that in there, and then we're going to take this off the burner and let it set to cool down just a little bit.
Now, did you want to stir this some more?
I think it's
Yeah.
good, don't you?
Yeah.
So we're just going to take this off the burner, and in fact, I'm going to set it over
Some of
here.
the spices is still on the spatula.
It smells really good,
Yeah.
and I don't think it's greasy at all. Do you?
No, I don't think so either, Linda.
And you can tell it's something it's like a mixture, like a meat mixture. It's got that, I guess you probably could have tasted of it to see if it needs anything else in it. Did we move that to where they
Yeah.
can't see it?
Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to mix up that little bit more that I got with a spatula.
I'm going to let you taste it too, Mary.
It's good. I got some of that cilantro, really good.
I don't think
And
it
it's
needs
spicy.
anything else in it. Yes,
It's
it is
spicy.
spicy. It is. Probably maybe a little bit too spicy
Woo.
for you, Mary.
It's a little spicy. Got a little kick to it.
I'm going to set it here and let it cool. And then we're going to, you can move the thing
What?
back over there, Mary. I'm going to
The camera?
this butter. Yes,
Your
please.
camera back over there? Okay. Let me see if I can move this without messing it up.
Did I put that much hot stuff in there?
Well, the sausage was hot, Linda.
Yeah,
That's hot.
That's sausage.
That's what makes it. That's
hot
what.
sausage is a joke.
Oh, well.
To it.
That's what Linda thinks. Hot sausage to me is hot.
No, it's not hot at all.
It is to me.
Oh,
I accidentally pick up, sometimes I'll accidentally pick up hot sausage, breakfast sausage, and when I don't intend to, because hot breakfast sausage, if it says hot, it's hot to me. But something I made the other day, and Chuck said that, Mother, did you find that a little spicy for you? And I said, well, it was a little bit spicy, not too spicy. He said, I was just picking it. She said, I added hot sauce to his.
Now, Chuck, I like
likes
Chuck.
hot.
He likes
Yeah.
the hot. I've got about a tablespoon, a little over a tablespoon of salted butter here that I've melted. This is a third of a cup, and I think the recipe said a fourth, but
Now, what is that?
it's panko, just plain
okay.
panko.
Okay.
And because it is a little bit more panko than I thought, I'm going to have to add a little bit more butter to this. But I'm just going to use the same container here.
Okay.
And just put a little bit more butter in it. I don't want it greasy, but I want it to have a little more
You
liquid.
want to
than
have
that.
a little moisture.
Yeah.
Okay. How much butter did you put in there?
Probably total is going to be about two tablespoons.
2 tablespoons of butter. I think she put on the recipe a tablespoon, but she used a little bit more panko. So she's put a little bit more. I do that all the time. We were talking about that.
Measuring cut down. That's what I did.
Yeah. We were talking about that earlier, how that we'll send y'all the recipe, and then when we're mixing it, we decide to either up it a little bit or add a little bit something to it. So sometimes, it's just hard
Well, you're putting
to put a recipe together unless you're cooking it. That's the hardest part for me, is trying to tell y'all.
You're putting a
what
little
to
of
put in
this
it.
and a little of that,
Yeah.
and you're not really measuring. And I think I said about a half a cup of cheese, and I'm going to, it's probably a little bit more than a half a cup, but I won't let that waste. I'll eat it if it's, and I'm just going to mix this together,
Okay.
and we're going to,
That looks good. I know that's going to be good.
so this is panko, medium cheddar cheese. If you want to use another kind of cheese, absolutely, whatever's good in your household. And about 2 tablespoons of butter and about a third a cup of panko breadcrumbs. And I used the store brand, and I used plain. I did not put any,
I noticed it was plain.
because I didn't want Italian, because
Yeah.
this is a Mexican
Right.
deal. So what we're going to do now is we're going to, all these peppers, I've got 5 here. In the recipe I said 6, but these are bigger than banana peppers, and they're, I figured 5 would be enough. So we're going to oil them. This is just regular vegetable oil, and I don't want oil on my hands, Mary, so if you want to use a glove, you can. I'm going to
If you
use,
want me to help you, I will put a glove on.
yeah, I'm going to use these tacky gloves here.
I don't use these kind of gloves very often because they won't stay on my hand.
Well, I've
but
got
they
the
are,
others,
no, these are fine, Linda.
but I just decided
Small
to use
job
these.
like this,
Yeah.
yes.
And I'm going to oil the inside and the out, and you'll see that I washed them. I took the veins out, and I took the seeds out. Now, these are not a really hot pepper, but you still want to get the veins and the seeds
You want it
out.
on the back side
Yes,
and
I want it
inside?
on both sides.
Okay.
So you probably need about, get the glove back on.
These gloves are hard to manage.
You're probably going to need about 2 tablespoons or more of oil. And these are kind of funky shaped. Some of them's a little deeper than the others. I think they're gonna be good.
Yeah, it sounds like they would be.
And everything is really not bad for me. The way I'm eating, except the sausage, of course, it's got a little more fat in it than what I'm accustomed to eating. But I don't think it will be something bad that is going to hurt me to eat one of these.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got spoons here.
Okay.
Done with that.
So what you want the meat right over here?
Yes, I'm gonna get the meat. And
did you got this under a pad?
yes, I've got that under a pad.
Do you want that on a pad?
Yeah. It's,
okay.
What about the
no,
skillet?
no.
I want the skillet on the pad. That's what I'm thinking. Thank you. Sometimes it takes two heads to equal one around here.
Okay.
Okay, so
let me get this camera fixed so they can see what we're doing.
We're just going to fill these almost to the top. And you can start with some and I'll start with some.
Okay.
And just leave enough room on the top to put some panko. It's probably going to cook down a little bit, don't you think? In the pepper?
It might, Linda. I don't really know. It might.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
I've lined my baking
sheet. The cheese will go down in it. The cheese will go
yeah.
down in it.
So, if it spills out, it's going to be on the parchment. It's not going to be on the pan.
It's a good idea. Am I feeling that enough?
Yeah, you're doing fine. Some of it's already falling out here. I'm just going to push it down in there. Try not to have a whole lot left. Now, you know, depending on what kind of eaters you have at your house, I think you could eat this with a salad and it would be a meal.
Yeah.
But some of you might think, well, you know, that might not work at my house. And if it doesn't, you could always do, you could
have some cookies and green beans.
Yeah, you could do this, serve this with, like Spanish rice. You could serve it with like a Mexican meal, like tamales, tacos,
or pinto beans.
Right, refried beans, whatever your family likes.
I like anything Mexican.
Yeah, we love Mexican.
I like Chinese food too. Of course, that's something you don't like,
no,
is it?
Do not like Chinese food.
I do.
I like American, Italian, and Mexican, and that's about the extent of my palate. Actually, it did pretty much take all that, didn't it? So Mike may have to go to Plan B for his supper tonight.
And he won't eat the peppers? Well, we shouldn't have made that many peppers.
I don't think he will, but that's okay. I can add some stuff to that. Okay, so we're just going to move this over here a little closer to me. My arms aren't very
You want to put
long.
it right there so you can...
Yeah. Oh, you can get
That's
this.
all right. I'll just use one of these.
Yeah, that's
Is that
good.
okay?
Yeah. And these are going to cook about 30 minutes. Actually, everything in it is done except you want to get that pepper softened.
Yeah. Well, I'm slow with this, Linda.
And if you don't like these particular spices that I use, every cook has got their own taste for spices. And if you don't like them, well, you can mix up your own and put in there what your family likes. You know, we tell y'all all the time.
I think this might work better to use your hands for me.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it might. And that's just
You're probably better to doing this than
that's
me.
just about the right amount of the topping too.
Yeah, it is. Well, I won't use all this. I got to share it on
It
it.
maybe I didn't quite get it even, but
You might have
we're gonna make it work.
You might have put more cheese in on yours than I did.
And some of it is kind of on the chopping block here.
I know. I'm picking it up. It's good stuff. Ain't they using that cheese melted on that paper when it could be in the.
Okay, Mary, see if you could press
All
this
right.
down in that
All
one.
right, put it on there.
Mama would so laugh at us.
I know.
She said, "What are y'all doing, girls? Get that done. Quit fooling around with that." Because she was a practical person.
Yeah,
she
she
wasn't
was.
into fancy. She
Yeah.
was into getting the job done.
I know it, but sometimes I do things the way Mama would do them, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I work with something and work with it, trying to get it perfect. Because in my mind, I know what I want it to look like.
Whoops, I bumped that. Okay.
I'm just trying to get some more of this cheese picked up, Linda,
Okay.
and put on there so it won't.
I'm just going to set that over there for the time being.
So it'll.
And we will get
There's a little.
like a
Gnat.
fruit
Little gnat, yeah. I had
bananas
one.
over there,
I,
probably.
me too. I had one at my kitchen yesterday, and I tried my best to kill that thing before I went on air. I don't know what happened to it, but I didn't see it again. But it was driving me nuts.
Okay, we'll get those in the oven.
Okay, I'm just seem like I think I've got it all pretty well picked up. Didn't want to waste any of that cheese, that good cheese.
Okay, those look good, don't they?
Yeah,
Mary?
they do.
Thank you.
They look really good.
Those look good.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 peppers, so it makes 10. Whoops. After all your hard work, Mary, I turned one over.
Oh, that's okay. Hey, you can't help that. I'll wait till she gets back over here. Then I gotta wash my hands. That oil, but they really look good, and I know they're going to be good.
Okay, so it said to cook these for 30
Cook
minutes.
them how long? 30
30,
minutes.
but I'm going to put them on 25 minutes
Okay.
and then check them.
Okay.
So
That pepper, are they hot peppers? Did we put that in?
they're not hot.
Okay.
You can smell them if they're hot.
I guess so.
Now they might be hot to Mary, but they're
Yeah.
not hot to me. So hopefully they won't be. And when you come back over here, Mary, would you bring a wet paper towel and I'll wipe this counter off just
Yeah.
a bit. You know, you try to keep everything straight, but when you cook, you know, there's going to be a mess sooner or later. So you just try to, or we do, try to kind of clean as we go and not have a whole bunch of stuff to do after you get through. So today's Tuesday. We both have doctor's appointments this week. You've got 2, don't you?
I
Or
got
3?
Yeah, I got 2. I got one tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
I got one Wednesday and Thursday, and then next week I got one.
Okay. So, and I got one Friday. So,
So I won't be on until 1 o'clock tomorrow.
yes, 1 o'clock tomorrow, and when we get through, I'll create the event. And but I know so many people are used to us being on at 10 that you know you might forget. But I will create the event that says 1
Be
o'clock.
1 o'clock tomorrow because I've got my heart doctor's appointment in the morning, and I couldn't change it. So
Yeah, you absolutely needed to do that. So, depending on the weather, and you know I'm not going to Nacogdoches if it's storming.
I know.
I grew up with storms in Nacogdoches, and I can tell you right now, I was coming back from Nacogdoches a few years ago, and before I got to Mount Enterprise, which is about 18 miles from Nacogdoches, north of Nacogdoches, it started hailing, and when you're in a car and it's hailing, I'm going to tell you something. It sounds like somebody dropping hammers out of the sky. I just knew my car was going to be ruined. This has been a long few years ago. And no, it didn't. But I do not like driving in bad weather. So depending on what the weather's going to be, and I hope it's going to be nice.
I do too.
Because these vendors have these spots, most of them from year to year, and they pay big money to be
Right.
set up there.
Right.
And it's hard when they get rained out.
I'm looking forward to it. Saturday, we're going to be in the Blueberry Festival.
In Nacogdoches, if the weather's
Yeah,
not
right,
bad.
right.
If the weather's not bad, Linda won't be going.
Yeah.
And I hope you don't go.
Well, if it's raining, I'm not.
Because my hair is not pretty when it's raining. So, and
Well,
that,
I don't want to get wet either.
that-
So.
as far as getting wet, I wouldn't mind if I got wet if it was just rain, but I don't want my hair wet
Well,
because
I
that
don't
would be a
either.
mess.
Not
So-
with all the hairspray we put on our hair.
When I say not pretty, I wasn't insinuating that it is always pretty, because it's not. Probably some of the biggest pains in my life has been my hair.
It's a challenge. My hair, especially since it's all coming out. I don't have much, and it just it is. It's a problem, but it's okay. I can get through it. So.
Remember when we were growing up, we went through several different stages of how we rolled our hair. And for some of you old timers, we used Aquanet. Oh my goodness, I can smell that stuff a mile away. I hate that Aquanet. And what I use now is Freeze It, and it's a very stiff hairspray, but it doesn't have the Aquanet
that
smell.
Yeah.
Remember when we would go to youth camp in the
Yes,
summer?
I remember it. Yes, I do.
And everybody,
That's what everybody had.
most everybody had Aquanet, and
Yeah.
that's because it was
That's
the
the
cheapest. And the people that were kind of uppity a little bit, you know what they used?
What? White Rain?
White Rain.
White Rain.
That White Rain smelled
Yeah.
so nice. I always thought if I ever get rich, I'm going to buy White Rain.
Well, that was the next step up for me once I got where I could. That I did after I got grown.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't even know do they even
I
still
don't
make
know
that?
if they even make that
I don't know if they
anymore.
make either one of them or not.
Yeah, they make Aquanet.
Do they?
Yeah, but I don't know about White Rain.
It's probably not 50 cents a can anymore.
No, it's not.
But I just always thought White Rain was the greatest, and like Mary said, it was just a step up. But to us, that was a lot. So we would get ready in those dorms with everybody was fixing everybody's hair.
Yeah.
They rolled it depending on what time, what decade it was. We did. I guess we learned how to roll our hair on pin curls, right?
I remember I was pretty young when Mama showed me how to do pin curls because that's the way Mama rolled hers.
Yes.
And she taught us when we was pretty young how to do a pin roll. Most of my life, that's what I've done. We did go to the sponge rollers for a while.
Sponge rollers
Yeah.
and sponge rollers. We used them for a good while. And then we used the. A lot of people use orange juice cans. We never did do that.
No,
we didn't
no,
buy orange juice,
no.
so we would have been out of luck anyway.
But you know, there was a fad, you remember, I think we've told y'all before, where you cut a brown paper sack in strips, in long little
Yeah.
strips, and then roll your hair around that and twist it and tie it. And it made a tight curl.
Now that might have been before. Was that before sponge rollers, or was that
No, it's
after?
It was
sponge
after, because I
rollers?
remember exactly. That was even, that was after I was grown.
Okay.
After I got married, actually, because I remember coming from, lived in Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay.
That's when I lived there. And we went to Mauli's for or some kind of reunion or get together. And I rolled my hair on those paper sacks.
Okay.
And my hair was way below my waist, and it came up to my shoulders. It came up to my neck in curls. It was so tight.
Yeah, but your hair was naturally curly
But,
anyway. It would have curled if you looked at it and said hair curl, it would curl. My
But
hair
it-
was straight as a board.
But it doesn't curl anymore. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a medication. I don't know if it's my age or what. But my hair won't curl. I don't know what it is.
well,
I've changed shampoos. I don't know how many times. It just won't hold the curl. It just won't curl. So I don't know what it is.
have you used that It's a 10 shampoo yet?
I haven't used that yet because I bought two different kinds, and I'm using the kind with the collagen and the Boratine or
Yeah.
something like that. I'm using that now, but I think I'm gonna have to stop using it because my hair is so fine. Oh my goodness, it won't. I can't do anything with it. It's just so fine and
Well, I've been using It's a 10. I really like it. Somebody, I think, asked me one time, what kind of shampoo do you use? And I said, It's a 10. And they said, but what's the name of it? The name of it is It's a 10.
Yeah.
But then I found some the other day I told you about.
Yeah, you did.
That was the same brand as the hairspray that I use. I have not used it yet.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna use that It's a 10 this week and see if it'll do my hair any different because, boy, that shampoo with that collagen in it, I'm not kidding. Woo. My hair feels like it has no hairspray on it. It is so soft.
and you use Freeze It?
Yes,
You use
yes.
Freeze It. And you
Lots
use-
of Freeze It. And my hair, you felt of it. It
Yeah.
don't even feel like it's got any hairspray on it. I don't know what it is.
Well, mine is because I don't know. I don't know if it's because mine has always been so straight. My hair has always curled real easy, but the curl will come out of it just as easy as the curl goes in it.
Mine doesn't curl like it used to. I don't know. It might just be one of them periods of trial for me.
Did you
I
put
don't
mousse
know.
on your hair?
No, not now. I do not put cream rinse, conditioner, because that makes your hair soft. I don't put anything but that shampoo, and it is so soft it won't even hold curl.
Well, I don't use cream rinse. If I use cream rinse or conditioner, I couldn't even get a bobby pin to stay in my hair because my hair is soft.
I don't.
But
I don't know.
remember Dippity Doo?
Oh yes, I remember that stuff, that gel stuff.
And for those of you who do not know what we're talking about, it would come in a little jar about this high, about this big around, and I think some of it was pink and maybe some of it was green.
Pink
And it
is
was
what I
goop.
remember.
It was just goop, and you could put that on your hair, and it was like
It's like the mousse.
like a mousse,
Yeah.
except it was heavy. It was very
Yes.
heavy on your hair, and so being thrifty and probably cost 39 or 49 cents. Well, then you could buy a box of Jell-O probably for a nickel. So I started making my own, and I
Did
used
you?
Jell-O on my hair.
I
I'd
did
mix
too.
it up.
I think I remember you saying that, but I didn't.
And I would put it on my hair like mousse. But I have to I use mousse when I wash my hair and roll it. I use mousse on it. And if I didn't, my hair would be really, 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 really flat.
Yeah. No, I don't use the mousse. I did there for a while. I have used it before. But you know what's so strange about this shampoo that I'm doing now, that I'm using now? When I wash it, it is so stiff. It is so stiff, just like mousse does your hair.
Yeah.
It is so stiff till you think, it's going to hold the
Have
curl.
some body to it.
It is so coarse and stiff until I can't hardly roll it. And it even stays wet a long time. But boy, whenever you take that curl down, it just goes
Well,
flat.
that is really strange.
So I don't know what it is in that shampoo, but I'm not going to be using it anymore.
Well,
I
I've
don't like
had
it.
some shampoos that I really liked. I really liked that citrus from Norwex. And
I have never used that.
my skin is super, super sensitive. And I had to stop using that because it was irritating my skin.
Yeah.
And so I'm very careful about, number one, smells. I don't like certain kind of smells. So it's got to smell good if I want it. If I'm going to use it, it's got to smell good. And of course that's a fragrance, right? So
Right.
that can irritate your skin.
Right, that's true. That's true. It was something that I smelled the other day, and I thought, my goodness, I was going to ask you if you'd ever smelled that before.
Was it bad? Was it a bad smell?
It was just a different odor to something, and I forgot what it was that I was using. And I thought, man, that is just a strange smell. I'm very sensitive too. Braden, man, I can hardly burn different kind of candles or scents or things in the house. He'll walk in and he says, "What's that I smell?" He is super, super
To
sensitive.
smells.
Super, super sensitive. And someone asked me yesterday, did I have only one grandson? No, I have I have two grandsons. Braden is the youngest. And he right now, him and his mother, little Linda, is living with me, just temporary. But the oldest one actually moved in with his dad a year or so ago. He graduated from high school, and he's got a job, and his dad lives close to his job, and I don't see him as often. He's a super, super good kid, and smart, very smart, but he's quiet.
Yeah.
He don't talk a lot. You have to just prize a conversation with him. He just doesn't talk. So I don't know what his thoughts are. I call him lots of times coming through Kilgore. I'll call him. He'll either be asleep because he works sometimes at night. I never know his schedule. And then whenever he'll call me back, and I'll ask him if I can bring him something special, a lunch or something, and he say, "No, ma'am, Memo, I've already eaten, or I don't want anything." Most of the time, he won't take anything from me. It's a privilege when he says, "I think I will take a Chick-fil-A sandwich or something." Very, very seldom ever, but I want to do something for him because I do things for Braden all the time. I brought Braden some socks. That boy, he goes through socks like I don't know what. So I bought him a package of socks, and I bought Nathan a package too. I still got him in the car because I can't never coordinate the time that I can take it to him. He's always at work. But anyway, I do have 2 grandsons, and I love them both dearly. It's just that I am around Braden more.
Don't let her kid you. She does love them both, but Braden has been her sidekick since he was big enough to walk. He literally has been right there.
I know.
By you and with you. But
Right.
but she does love Nathan too.
Yeah.
Yes, she does.
Well, there's a difference in the kids. You know how it is. Braden has always just clung to me,
Yeah.
and he would talk to me. He's sat on that front porch and carried on conversations with me so many times. I treasure them. But Nathan, you cannot pull a conversation out of him. He will not open up. That worries me in a way because he won't open up and talk to you.
Yeah.
But Braden will. Bless his heart. He will tell me what's on his mind. If he don't just come out and tell me, I can find a way to tell. His mama, little Linda, he doesn't talk to her as much. Well, I think he has. Since he's been living with me, he's talking to his mother more. But Linda used to find out things from me about Braden because we've just always been close, and he's always talked to me. And I treasure that. I treasure that.
Yeah, he's got a good, solid foundation from being around Mary so much. And we hadn't mentioned it, but Carla's on the other end monitoring. So thank you, Carla, for doing that for us.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. And I think, how much time do we have left? We got on the hair deal with talking about youth camp.
I think you got, is that 9 minutes?
Okay, so we've
For
still
the
got,
food.
we've got to
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
So do you want to keep talking, or you want to get off and come back on, or?
Well, if they want to listen to us, hey, we can talk all day. We don't have a problem finding something to talk about.
No, we don't. We don't have a problem finding something to talk about.
What am I making tomorrow? Oh, I'll tell you what I'm making. Is that right? Yeah, I had to think, because we send these recipes in to put on the website a couple weeks ahead of time, so sometimes I'll get mixed up with what I'm cooking this week and what I'm cooking next week, but actually tomorrow I'm making a pizza casserole. And one reason that I'm making it tomorrow is because I'm going to the doctor in the morning, and I'm cooking it at 1 o'clock, so it's going to be what we have for supper tomorrow night. Braden loves anything pizza, and so this is a pizza casserole, so I thought I'd make that. I think it'd be good. And I was telling Linda, I said, she and I both this whole week has cooked something similar with ground meat, but you know what? Some weeks we cook nothing but sweets, so we just kind of mix it up a little bit. But I'm trying to reprogram myself to cook something that my family will eat, and I don't have to cook an extra. I made the sloppy joes yesterday, and I think we still got enough for another sandwich left.
Those sloppy joes looked really good.
They were good. I eat on that one burger all day yesterday. I ate
Are you serious?
That's what I had yesterday because I ate half of it after I got off the camera, and that it filled me up. And so then a little bit later, I ate about a fourth of it again. And then I ate the rest of it for supper last night. That's all I wanted.
And you're talking about me not eating.
Well, I just
much
don't.
At all.
I just don't want anything. I eat what I want to. It fills me up somehow or another. So.
Are you planning on trying to get some peaches this year?
I do want some peaches. I do.
So we need to go to Panola once
Yes.
they start coming in.
I've got 2 or 3 recipes ready for peaches. So yes, I do want some fresh peaches.
And I think I hadn't got all my recipes for the month done, but I think we're going to be using strawberries in some of our recipes this month too, right?
I know you are. Did I say I was? I'm making some like a coconut mound bars one week, one day.
Those sound really good.
They are good. Matter of fact, I'm making some this weekend for the church because we're having, a visiting preacher. So I'm going to make some and try them out. Before I give you all the recipe, I'm going to try them out because I've never made them before.
Some things are a lot easier to turn down than others are. That's going to be one thing that's going to be really good.
Yeah, because I love coconut. Anyway, a lot of people don't though. A lot of people don't like coconut. But you know what? I'm going to try. I know a lot of recipes that you use pineapple in, but I haven't decided what I'm going to make. Braden told me that he wanted something with pineapple. Something, so I've got to come up with something. I can think of all kinds, but I just want to make sure I fix
pineapple custard bun?
On air?
Molly used to make
Mom used to make. I don't know if I have or not, Linda, but that would be good.
Yeah, Molly used to.
But Braden's not
make
that crazy
so
about
good.
pies. He likes cakes.
Oh, okay.
He likes cakes instead of pies. But yeah, I think we might have done that coconut custard. I'd have to go back and look.
I'm thinking about holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas when Molly would have, she'd have coconut custard and pineapple custard pies.
She would. Yes, she would.
Of course, she had about everything imaginable. Between her and Mama and our aunts, there was no stone left unturned.
That's why we had so much food.
Yes.
But you know what? We had a lot of people. There was a lot of people to feed because some of Mama's sisters had. Well, Aunt Elsie had six kids, 6 boys, and Uncle Herschel and them had four boys and 2 girls. Yeah. So we had big families.
Yeah, we had a lot of people. If everybody was there, which they usually were during the holidays,
they were.
It might be 60 or 70 people there.
I can't ever remember any of the sisters like Herschel not being at Christmas. I can't remember. Can you?
No.
I can't remember any of our aunts and uncles on Molly's side that didn't come Christmas.
Yeah. Now, Pinky Malls, it was kind of a come and go thing at Pinky Malls.
Right.
People would come. Of course, we lived there next door to them. But Aunt Times and them usually came on Sunday because they'd come after church and they'd eat dinner, Sunday dinner with Pinky Mall. When we say dinner, we talk about the noon meal. And then, of course, Aunt Bigger on them was there, and Uncle James and Aunt Lucy and Uncle Buddy and them. They were, so people just kind of come and go. Yeah, come and go. It wasn't really.
We never really had a big
gathering
there at Pinky Malls, did we? I can't ever remember us all the
not
family.
Everybody being there at one time, but we saw them all the time because they were always there.
Right.
But
we lived in
not
the same
at one time. Yeah. And their house was little.
It was.
It was very little.
Very tiny.
It probably would have, if the house was still there today, which it's not, probably would really seem little to us now.
Right. Because you know when you're kids, things that looks big, you go back to it later.
And it's
not. We lived in a 2-story house in Freeport years ago. Whenever, matter of fact, Carla started the first grade there. Anyway, it's 1st or 2nd grade. Might have been the 2nd grade. And we lived in that 2-story house. And we went back to it later. And that house looked so small. I said, my goodness, I thought it was a big house. Because it seemed big. But back then it did. But it wasn't really that big.
Things definitely seem bigger.
You going to check your peppers?
I checked it a minute ago.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to show you something.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever showed this before.
What?
This plate. Here, Mama. fixed.
Oh, you probably didn't. I still got mine too, Linda.
It's probably gonna have some.
Mine's packed. Mine is packed. I've got so many things that's packed because I don't have room for them in my house.
Mama was always making something
Yeah.
for us, and some of that's just laying on
Yeah.
there, so it's gonna,
Yeah.
it's gonna turn. But every time I look somewhere in my house, there's something that my mama made.
Yeah.
And she made, it would go in whatever she would find in these books that she got, either from the Goodwill or a book club that she was in. Whatever was in there at that time is what she would make everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I always like little things, and so she usually would try to incorporate little stuff for me. But she made these plates, and she not only made them for her kids, she made them for her nieces and nephews.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost without fail. What she made for us, she made for them. And they loved her dearly, and she loved them. And let's see, I'm going to try to, this is Molly here. And this is not a real old picture.
Let me put that
But,
closer.
yeah, and show them the back of that frame, Mary. I
This
may
is-
have showed this to them.
That's
before.
our mother's mother. That was Molly. This is the back of the frame. This is the old picture frame.
And she's got stuff glued on this plate. This is some kind of a little, there's a couple little coins or buttons. One of them's got a cross on it, and one of them's got, it looks like the Eiffel Tower on it. There's a thimble.
My bear is a little bit different color than yours, Linda. Mine's a little browner.
And this is home interior, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's
This
not
little,
yeah.
this little boy
Yeah.
with the
That's
thing
what I was
here.
looking at. I said that was back whenever she was in selling home interior.
And mama loved birds. She loved birds. And these
Yeah.
are little refrigerator magnets, little birds that she's got in here. And then this is metal here. This is I'm pretty sure this is coon dog. Or it might not actually be. It looks like a pointer, doesn't it? But I mentioned this the other day. Men love their hunting dogs. I'm
Oh,
going to
yeah.
tell you something. You could mess with their pickup, but don't you dare mess with their hunting dogs, because
Yeah.
they were prized possessions
I
to
know.
them. And here's another symbol here, and this was Molly's symbol. She's got on here, Mama.
Yeah.
So this was, and Mama always wore thimble.
Yes, she
when
did.
She,
Yes,
she
she
always
did.
wore one.
Yeah.
Mama didn't.
Yeah.
And that's an acorn from somewhere. And then this is another one of the little, that's a little bear. Mama loved bears. She loved stuffed animals. You can show
There's another little bird magnet.
You can show them some more, and I will check these
Well,
over here.
this is a little box. It's it's beads. It's beads. I thought it was a box of matches, but it's not.
Oh.
It says beads for good children. It's a little box of beads. Isn't that cute? That's old.
Okay.
Like I said, my plate is a little bit different from hers. Mine has beads on it. It has a cup and saucer, and it has the bear. And this is kind of things that I used to do too. Did you know I made some of these? I did. I made some of these. I gave them away. You find the plates at the Goodwill, and you just put stuff on it. But I did. I made these. After Mama made mine, I said I can make some of them, and I made some. I don't know who all I gave them to.
These are old postcards here, but there's two. There's an old canceled check, and this is from Grandpa Lee. This was Mama's grandpa that paid Daddy. Probably something he bought. It was $50.
Yeah.
To Daddy from Commercial National Bank. And then these are letters. And I know who they are. This is a letter that Polly wrote to Molly, and this was in June of 1924. And I think this one is where she wrote him back. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is.
Amazing that I got both of these.
Right.
And this was in October. So from June to October, she wrote and then he wrote.
Yeah.
And this is what, Paul wrote. I'm sorry, Paul wrote first.
Right.
Women didn't write first back
Right.
then. And then she answered him back. And She just said, "Dear Robert, I shall gladly answer the letter I received from you. Very glad to know you was well. Hope you are yet." It's to me, it's
Treasure.
just so special
Yeah,
to read
it's a
something
treasure.
that our grandparents wrote
Right,
many,
right.
many
Right.
years ago. So these are things that I do absolutely treasure.
I think that's a little Pamper Chef Bear too.
Yeah, I think it is too.
No, it's not.
Home materials, that's
No.
not home materials.
It's not home material. Nope.
And Mama, if you saw how tiny these beads were, my mama could take a needle and thread these beads almost right up to before she died. She was so, her hands were so agile.
Yeah.
She was just constantly doing something with crafts and making something for us or making something for somebody.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's a
pencil.
little tiny pencil. And I'm gonna put these back over there. One of these days, I'm gonna get some. I've been going through my guest bedroom, and one of these days, I'm gonna get that old Chief tablet out and show some of Molly's drawings. Moll was an excellent artist.
You know, I've got that trunk that was Grandma. It's not the trunk that they brought over from Illinois in a covered wagon, but I have one of Molly's old chests, and I've got all kinds of old stuff in it that either Mother or Ma gave me, and I don't never get into it, but it's in that trunk. And I just
really,
I just wonder, right? I just wonder. Sometimes, you know, you just have so much things that mean so much to you, and you just wonder if it's going to mean anything to someone, to the next generation, and then the next generation. I know my granddaughters, one of them has already told me some of the things she wants out of my house, and I said, well, I'm sorry, Linda.
No, go ahead. I interrupted you.
I just said, I said, do you really want that? That's not really your decor or whatever. She said, Mama, I want it because I've seen it in your house all my life. And I said, okay. Well, so it means something to her.
That was so sweet of her to say that. Okay. Now, I went ahead and took these out.
Okay.
I think they're
Put
good.
it up here so I can see it better, I think.
It's hot in here.
Okay.
And I'm going to put them on that platter. But don't they smell good?
Ooh, yes. They do smell good, Linda.
Okay. Let's see.
And they look beautiful.
I got something here I can lift them up with.
And you cook them how long?
I cooked them for 30 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe I should have brought that
I'll hold
hot
it down for
over
you.
back. I don't want you to burn your hand on
Well,
that
I
pan.
can just hold that paper. I think. I might not could. You want me to hold the pan for you?
Please.
It's the paper that's moving.
Shouldn't have stuck. It's parchment. Yeah, the peppers are soft.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to turn them to where they
So,
look pretty.
right. You get more on there if you turn them opposites.
Yeah. And it looks prettier too.
Yeah.
We'll just
Do you
put
want to do one on our plate?
one on my plate.
Well, I tell you what, all that cheese on that paper would be good to eat.
Yeah, it would be. We'll have to.
That's okay. I don't mean to eat it now. We can put it over here.
Okay. Thank you, Mary. Aren't those pretty? All right.
Very pretty.
We're fixing to taste this and see.
Those are hammer. I'm anxious to taste it.
I guess it goes off. I couldn't remember if it went off or not. Thank you, Jesus. So let's see.
Thank you,
This
Lord.
is any good. The pepper's soft. So
Yeah, they're cooked.
What do you think?
I love it. It's very good. Very good. It's really good. Well, that cheese and that crunch is just perfect.
And the pepper is not hot.
No, it's just a little kick, but
the
it's not too
filling
hot.
has a little kick to it.
Yeah.
Because I put the cayenne in it.
So,
But if y'all don't like hot stuff, you can leave the cayenne out. I like it, but I know this is probably too spicy for my
well,
sister.
that one bite wasn't. So, when I get the pepper, my mouth may be burning, but that one bite wasn't. It's good.
So I hope y'all like this. I hope you'll get in the kitchen and try it. And if you can't find the specific kind of peppers, the banana peppers, the Poblano, I think worked really good. You want something big enough that you can fill it.
Right.
So there'd be some peppers you couldn't use. But I think the Serrano, is that how you say it? Serrano peppers, I think you could use those. But I chose these because I like the size of them. So we appreciate y'all joining us and hanging in here until we got them out of the oven. And don't forget to join us tomorrow, and that will be at 1 o'clock tomorrow, 1 o'clock Central Time.
Right. Thank y'all so much. Don't forget to count your blessings.
Love y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.